this is Tang Kai-hen. Welcome back to the news of the Russia-Ukraine war. For the political developments, Russia and Ukraine exchanged 190 prisoners of war on Wednesday, the third shot in 7 weeks, bringing the total number of Ukrainians returned from Russian captivity since the war began to over 3,400. NATO's outgoing Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said the West must be prepared for the Ukraine war to potentially drag on for more than a decade. But he reiterated that stronger support for Kyiv in the near term will help end the conflict sooner. When we communicate very clearly that we are here for the long haul, that we have strong enduring support for Ukraine, then we have the conditions for a solution where Ukraine prevails as a sovereign independent state, he said. President Zelensky called on the British Prime Minister to help ease restrictions on how Ukraine can use donated by Western allies. The UK has said it does not specifically restrict Ukraine from hitting targets in Russia, but Zelensky wants British government to convince others to remove restrictions. Ukraine has been given more flexibility to strike targets in Russia with Western gear over the past 2 months. But there are still some limitations, such as not using long-range weapons to strike deep in Russian territory. Kyiv is therefore limited to hitting Russian targets close to the border. Germany's draft budget for 2025 reduces its military assistance to Ukraine from $8.7 billion to $4.7 billion. However, the finance minister assured that sufficient funding and military aid for Kyiv are secured for the foreseeable future through European instruments and G7 loans. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says his country needs 25 better air defense systems to provide sufficient protection of Ukrainian airspace against Russian missile attack. He also called for Western countries to provide additional F-16 fighter jets beyond those that have already been promised. Spain is sending a new military aid package to Ukraine. This aid includes the delivery of tanks, missiles, and other equipment. This equipment will arrive in Ukraine soon, according to the Spanish government. Among the items, Ukraine will receive from Spain includes 10 Leopard 2A4 tanks and a large number of anti-armor missiles. Spain has already delivered a second batch of MIM-104 Patriot surface-to-air missiles to Ukraine. In hundreds of secret workshops, Ukraine is working on different robotic systems, includes ones that engage Russian troops on the front line and evacuate the wounded. One of the UGVs is called Odyssey and has a $35,000 price tag. The Odyssey weighs 800 kilograms and looks like a small turretless tank. To the battlefield updates for this week. Ukraine air defenses intercepted 5 cruise missiles and 11 drones fired by Russia. The missile launch sites were in the Saratov region of southern Russia. Russia fired a total of 19 drones. A Russian cruise missile was intercepted by Ukraine's air defense net. The Russian missile was shot over the Sumy region on July 14. On July 13, Ukrainian air defenders intercepted 2 Russian Kh-59 missiles and 4 drones. The Ukrainian government said Russia had launched 700 guided aerial bombs, nearly 80 missiles and more than 170 attack drones during the last week. Many of these weapons have hit Ukraine's infrastructure, including its power generation network. Ukrainian air defenses have engaged 16 Shah attack drones and 2 Kh-59 guided missiles launched by Russia. This attack took place on the night of July 17 and 18. All engaged targets were destroyed, according to Ukrainian officials. That's the end of my report. Thank you for watching.
This is Chan Yingzi reporting from Ukraine on August 28, 2024. As the conflict reached its 915th day, Ukraine faced relentless attack with Russian missiles and drones targeting cities across the nation. At 28 August 2024, at least 6 people were killed and 9 injured in the central cities of Kryvyi and the southern city of Zaporizhzhia. This marks the second consecutive day of devastating aerial assaults, as Russia launched its largest wave of attacks since the invasion began in 2022. Russia has intensified its aerial assaults, launching over 100 missiles and drones across Ukraine. However, Ukraine Air Force has managed to intercept a substantial number of these threats, thanks in part to the newly acquired F-16. These advanced jets, equipped with cutting-edge radar and missile systems, have proven crucial in downing 5 out of 10 missiles and 60 out of 81 drones during the latest wave of attacks. Despite these efforts, 10 drones remain unaccounted for, with one reportedly crossing into Belarus. Alongside this defensive effort, Ukrainian force has made significant advances, capturing nearly 600 Russian soldiers and reclaiming over 1,200 square kilometers of territory, including key settlements in Russia's western Kursk region. Amidst this turmoil, President Zelensky has unveiled a victory plan aimed at securing Ukraine's future. The plan, which he intends to present to US President Joe Biden and other world leaders at the United Nations General Assembly next month, is designed to ensure Ukraine's strong position in eventual peace talks. In a concerning development, Rafael Grossi, Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency, visited the Kursk nuclear power plant today. He warned that the facility is highly vulnerable to attacks, lacking the protective domes needed to shield it from missiles, drones, and also the artillery in the ongoing conflict. This raised fear of a potential nuclear disaster amid the already devastating war.
Good morning. We start now with a tragic update from the ongoing conflicts in Ukraine. Ukrainian forces have recovered the body of civilian in the eastern region of Donetsk, an area that has been epicenter of intense fighting between Ukrainian troops and Russian-backed separatism. This body was found in a recently liberated village, which had been under heavy shelling for weeks. Ukrainian officials believe that these citizens were victims of the relentless bombardments that has ravaged the region as Russian forces continue their effort to gain ground in eastern Ukraine. This discovery highlights the severe humanitarian toll of the conflict, now in its second year. Despite numerous international efforts to broker peace, the fighting showed no sign of abating, with both sides suffering heavily casualties and civilians caught in the crossfire. In response to this lasted tragedy, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has reiterated his call for strongest international support, urging allies to provide more military aid and humanitarian assistance. He emphasized the importance of holding those responsible for war crimes accountable, as the Syrian death toll continues to rise. The conflict in Ukraine has displaced the million number of people, creating one of the largest refugee crises in Europe since World War II. The international community remains deeply divided on how to bring an end to the violence, with sanctions and diplomatic effort yet to yield a lasting solution. As we continue to monitor the solution, the human cost of these years become ever more apparent. The recovery of this body is a sharp reminder of devastating impact this conflict has on innocently. Our thoughts are with the family affected by this tragedy.